Hello everybody, Russian Batman back with another video. Sorry for the... did I post a video last Monday? No, I did. I did. Did I? I don't remember. I've been really inconsistent. I do apologize. But here's a new one. This is kind of a... Oh, you can see part of the custom right there. This is going to be a shorter one. It's only a single figure. However, it is one of my kind of like statue display figures. I've made several of these sort of, well, not several. I've made like display stands for several of my figures, but a little bit ago I made a kind of fully posed kind of statue figure, being this guy, the guy kicking the alligator, where the figure is not posable, but it's just all glued together, and yeah, and I had a lot of fun making this guy, even though, like I said, it is the furthest thing from kind of Puritan, because I mean, I'm not a purist, but with my customs I don't usually like to sculpt on detail, but when I'm making a statue like this, I'm like, well, might as well, because it's not posable character. It's not really meant to, you know, be really true to Lego. It's just meant to be kind of a cool, pose. So yeah, I made another one, and for this one I was inspired by, I saw, I think, a toy review of of a Doom action figure. I'm like, that's a cool Doom action figure. I'm like, I want that. But since, I'm too lazy to actually go buy it, it's like sold out on Amazon. I'm like, let me just make my own version of it. And it's Doom from Secret Wars. But instead of just making the custom, I wanted to make him in the iconic pose from him ripping out Thanos' spine. So let's just show it off. So here it is, right here. I am super, super duper proud of this. I love how this guy turned out. And yeah, so first of all, first thing I want to talk about is just this little build for the skull and how I did this. So I can, show off some aspects of the custom. So these two pieces right here are just the superhero stand pieces. They were transparent and I painted them all white. This was like just a big, this was a piece of a bone I cut off so I could just get that little area so he could grab it, because there isn't enough room in here for him to grab. So, and then I just glued it to the skull piece, like I said. So unfortunately, a lot of these are stuck together. I can't really repurpose all these parts, but I don't think I will, because I want to keep this custom. And I did think about making the skull a bigger headpiece, just because it is supposed to be Thanos' skull. But it would look kind of goofy having just like a huge skull, so I just kept it the normal skull piece. And you just imagine, maybe most of Thanos' head is, a lot of flesh. So, therefore, when he rips the skull out, it's a smaller skull. I don't know. But either way, it works for the context. And plus, in the comic frame, like I said, the head isn't super huge. And I didn't also paint, it's just the default Lego skull. I thought that would look in line with Lego. I thought if I overly painted the skull, it would kind of muddle the detail and you really wouldn't get the fact that it is a skull. Yeah, that's what I did there. And then next up, the rest of the custom. These legs are actually from the most recent CMF series, the D&D ones. I don't know if you recognize them, but they are from the dragon. The dragon guy actually would work great as like a purist Doom. If you're doing like the white suit Doom, all you need, just get the torso, take the armor piece off, and you maybe screwed. He has a little like necklace thing. If you just figure out a way to get rid of that. But yeah, that would work for a great Doom. Just put a Doom head, and you gotta get a white hoodie. You can probably even get like Moon Knight's hoodie would work. I didn't use Moon Knight's hoodie for this, but if you want to make a purist Doom, and then just the only problem is getting a silver head that looks nice. But there are a few options. Like you got this guy isn't great, but you got like that head, or you got this head from the Lego. I got a lot of these like silver Lego movie heads. These would work all right. But yeah, that's a little aside note. But and then also, I really like how this cape turned out. This cape, I think, looks sick. Now, the way I did this is I think it was the single hole cape. So when I used the single hole cape, I like to call this method of getting this to stiff enough the stiff sock method. And basically what you do is you get the cape in the position you want. You kind of hold it. I had this I had a clamp holding the cape in place. And then once the camp was holding it in place, well, before that, I lathered it with a layer of Mod Podge. I held it in the position, I let it dry and stiffened up a bit, then I was able to take it out of the position so it stayed in this place enough, and then I gave it several more layers of Mod Podge and several layers of paint. So you can see it has a little bit of flex to it, but it is very sturdy and it is definitely staying in this position. I think I used this once for one of my amiibos, but it's a very good method if you want, like I said, a cape to be rigid and stay in this position. And I think it just adds to the movement of the scene. The only thing I do wish is that the cape covered the shoulder a little bit more. In the comic, it kind of goes like, yeah, around over the shoulder and basically covers up this entire arm. But I didn't, so you can still see this arm. So I still gave this arm detail, and yeah. And then I also gave it the my quote-unquote comic book shading, where I give it a lot of shading in darker shades of color, I guess. So you can see like the face, only part of it is kind of silver, the rest of it's dark gray. A lot of this underneath this like little scarf bit or the cape bit is dark gray. I actually originally thought of sculpting this a little bit on there, but when I decided to end up painting it, and yeah, and like you can see like the white has light gray shadows in there. Even under the cape I added some shade. It's not doesn't go all through it, just kind of the parts you can see. So that also kind of helps show you the shape of the cape. And yeah, I've been ranting way too long about this guy. One last thing I would like to show off is I did also give him a little display stand. I gave him this, nothing super major, just a small little thing so I can display him. Yeah, so this is kind of supposed to represent like the green mist in the comic book panel. It also kind of looks like green flames. Either way, it fits for Doom, and I do like it. But like I said, it's a nice little simple stand. So yeah, that's it. If y'all like the video, leave a like. If you want me to make more kind of statue figures like this, let me know. And yeah, go watch 2011 from Rango. Go join a Discord server if you feel like it. Link in description. And yeah, have a nice one. Ciao. Bye-bye.